What's up, guys? I am Matthew Espinosa. I am 24 years old. I was born in Virginia, and I am an actor and writer and content creator. My start. So I discovered my passion for movies and film at a very young age. I was kind of glued to the screen, you know, watching Jim Carrey and a bunch of other actors in that realm. And as time went on and I was able to start making my own videos and putting my own self in front of the camera, I started doing that. And then where I really got my start, where people were watching me, was around 8th grade, 9th grade, with Vine and Facebook and all that. So what made me fall in love with creating content was just knowing that I can impact people's days without necessarily needing to be next to them. That was what I understood, because I know how much I'm impacted by certain content, and I don't even know the people who are impacting me. So if I can, you know, pass the torch and keep it going, that's all I can really dream for doing. You know what I'm saying? It's taken me places I never thought I'd get, especially this early on in my life. It took me to the #1 city I've ever wanted to be at in my entire life. My dad started calling me Mr. Hollywood when I was 5 years old. So to be here in Hollywood right now is just, it's very surreal. Like, I still at random moments I'm like, nope, we're here. Okay, we're here, you know. But it's just allowed me to see the butterfly effect of just saying yes and really just taking a chance on yourself. So I was gonna talk about my movie, but I'm gonna switch it up. And I'm gonna talk about the time I saw one of my favorite producers, Rob Weiss, sitting on my balcony, or standing on my balcony, just chilling, smoking a cigar. And I had the opportunity to either go out there to him and talk to him, or just chill in my own house and not do anything because I was having a party there. I went out, started talking with him, and then that's how I ended up booking a role on a show called Ballers, and that was my first scene with The Rock. So that was just from that moment of going out there and making that decision. You don't know where one thing might lead to the next, and to this day, you know, Rob is such a great friend of mine, and so that was one moment for sure where it really showed me of just how one moment can kind of change a lot of things for you. Yeah, I think overall what I've understood is that I'm really kind of on, you know, everyone's on their own path, and some paths are, you know, intertwining with other people's paths, and you get to kind of like go down this journey with them together. But what I've started to understand with myself, especially over these past like 3 to 4 years, is that I'm very much alone on this journey right now, where I feel like, you know, I'm in a mode where I'm learning a lot about myself. I haven't really been around a lot of people recently, especially with, you know, quarantine and all that. But overall, it's taken me down this path of just kind of like a solo journey, you know, and it's really taken me to a point where I am learning a lot about myself and just gaining a lot more gratitude for my life and my passion for acting and writing. Put it out there. Just put it out there. You have nothing to lose. At the end of the day, you know, a lot of people are putting their certain, you know, ideologies or putting ceilings on themselves about like, okay, I can only post this much a day or this much a week or this. Just put it all out there. Put your whole entire everything out there, you know, because at the end of the day, you have nothing to lose. You only have things to gain when you're just putting yourself out there, because vulnerability, you know, on the other side of vulnerability comes success, comes, you know, even though you're uncomfortable, it'll take you to this next point of gratitude where you're like, wow, I put myself in a weird spot and now I have to figure out how to get out of this weird spot. So that's my advice, is just put it all out there. Don't be afraid, don't judge, don't compare yourself. That's the biggest thing. Do not compare yourself to other people, you know, because everyone's on a different clock. 3 main projects that I've been working on, my podcasts, my body, and my brain. And to elaborate, my podcast, I just dropped it with Eric Griffin, absolute champ. And it's been a lot of fun. We kind of dive into the commonalities and differences between our generations. He's like, I think like 20 plus years older than me. So, you know, it's really cool to get his insight and his wisdom and to bring some other friends on it as well to, you know, have us all talk about it. And then for my brain, you know, I've just been focusing on preserving, you know, educating myself on the things that I know that I need to know to take myself to the next point in my life. Whether that's, you know, learning about how to meditate, learning how to do better breath work, you know, things like that that can just continuously move my brain forward and all that. And then for the body, I've been working out a lot more. I've been eating right a lot more. I've been going to bed at way better times. And just, yeah, I'm really focused on health right now and my podcast. Actually, I'm throwing a fourth one there. I've been writing a lot too, like screenplays and all that. So those are my projects right now. My girlfriend Olga helps me a lot. I have some friends of mine too, and you know, that just overall give me good insight and just are there for me in a very unapologetic way. You know, like I don't like yes men. I don't like yes women. I like people who are just gonna be honest with me. Cause like, I'm not perfect and I've never aimed to be perfect, but I think that to have people around you that are very transparent, that is very important. But overall, you know, my family and my girlfriend, obviously. So I think those are the people. I don't really have too many people around me, but I know that the people around me are very honest with me. They knock me off my high horse a lot, so yeah. I hope it holds a lot of great health and a lot of great success in the film space. You know, it's funny because I always will have, when I go to bed, I'll have dreams about being on set with certain actors or running into them at a basketball game, or the most random, arbitrary moments it will be in my dreams, and I'll write them down. And so now I have this whole list of all these like very specific dreams, and I remember these conversations, and I know that the future holds a lot of those dreams, and I know it. So I'm just manifesting that, and I'm manifesting a lot of, you know, great films that I can be a part of, collaborate with a lot of amazing actors and talent. So that's what I hope the future can hold for a young lad like me. I hope we start stepping out of the vain aspect of social media and we start diving more into the art of social media. I think that social media is so new that it's hard to base it on anything. Like you look at film, it can be based on art. There's a means of measurement for like what it takes to make a good film. And same thing with music, same thing with, you know, with so many other pieces of art. But I think with social media, I want to jump into people just doing it for fun again, because now that people are understanding what can come out of social media, they're going into it with those expectations. And then when they might not meet those expectations, they get down on themselves. So I just hope we get away from the vainness of it and not just about ego and all this stuff. And we just go back into people uploading what they want to upload because they like uploading it. You know, it's not even about making other people enjoy it. It's about making themselves enjoy it. And then if other people enjoy it too, it's the cherry on top, you know? My favorite project for sure will be my film. That's something that like I've always wanted to do, and something I want to do the rest of my life is be a part of film, whether that's me being an actor on it for just one line or 100 lines, or if I'm, you know, executive producing it or producing it, whatever it may be, like having my hand in the film. That's something I've always wanted to do. I love storytelling, whether I'm in front of the camera or behind it. I think that's where I play my role in this world, and so that's something, yeah. I think storytelling is so powerful in today's time because, you know, everyone can relate to at least one story. You know, that for me, that's what it is. You know, if you're watching a documentary or something and you're trying to learn about your life, you're gonna go in there with the idea like, okay, I wanna learn about something, and you can come out of that learning. And you'd be like, okay, I'm a little bit more educated on my own self because I now have this knowledge of this person. I can relate it back to my life and, you know, do all these connections. But the funny thing about storytelling is that when you're watching a film or something that has nothing to do with a real piece. It could be a completely fictional story, but you'll figure out a way to tie that back into your life. And I think that's the beauty of it, is that everyone finds a way to connect with a story and be like, you know what, that reminds me of that one time I did this one thing to this person. I don't like that, so I should have done it this way. I think storytelling is so important because there's a relatability with every person and a story. So people can tie themselves into it and learn from a story without them even realizing they were going to learn from it in the first place. So for me, that's something that is so magical, is when you can start watching a piece of content that you didn't think you could learn anything about. You thought you were just going to get entertained, and then you're leaving the theater or leaving your room or leaving your laptop, wherever you watched it, and you're like, wow, that just applied to me, and I will need to change this about my life. Wow, okay. And the story had nothing to do with you, but you apply it to yourself. So I think storytelling for me it's so important, because everyone has a story and everyone has a connection to that.